Ladies and gentlemen, it has been a hot minute since I uploaded a video for you very beautiful people. Blame the bloody footy players because the 1 year I'm trying to do my YouTube, they're not going out and doing Mad Monday scandals. So let's instead turn our attention to Australia's biggest summer competition. Paddy G, he loves his cricket. It's the most blink and you'll miss it sport in the Southern Hemisphere, in the Northern Hemisphere, in the world. And today we're going to be doing some BBL 12 predictions. So guys, if you want to see more cricket content or if you're just a really nice guy, smash that like button, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And in all seriousness, guys, let me know in that comment section below. Do you want to see more cricket content? Obviously, Australia just wrapped up their test series against the Windies in it. Well, there wasn't much to talk about. But they're going up against South Africa, and that's 1v2, so that should be a very entertaining series. Would you guys like to see me focus on other sports while rugby league is a bit dead? Or would you prefer to see me just talk absolute nonsense about the footy? I will have a footy video, guys, coming Friday. I actually already did it, but the NRL are copywriting me out of my ass. So make sure you smash that like button, comment down below, subscribe if you haven't already, and let's just get straight into these predictions. Now, instead of doing the traditional rank teams 8 to 1 and doing all that jazz, I'll just give you 6 predictions that I have for this upcoming BBL 12 season. And you can leave yours down below. So let's get straight into the first one, going a bit negative, and that is the Brisbane Heat will come last. The Heat, they've been down the bottom of the ladder in the past few years, and they really don't have a lot of superstars. They got Usman Khawaja, Marnus Labuschagne, and Michael Nessa. The unfortunate part about that is they're not going to come in until the back half of the season when the test summer is over. So I think they're going to have a bit of a rough run until then. They got some decent young players. I mean, Max Bryant, unfortunately, hasn't really kicked on the way we wanted him to. James Bazley, he's an alright player. Sam Billings is their big signing, but again, he's probably going to be gone by the time you get Marnus and Usman back. Same with Mitchell Swepson as well. They're going to be relying on Matt Renshaw, who has been good in the Shield. Obviously, a very different format to T20 cricket. Jimmy Pearson as well. They've also got Jack Wildermuth. He's probably going to be their #1 bowler, which, unfortunately, Jack, I'm sorry to say, buddy, but it's not good signs. It's not good signs for the Brisbane Heat. I don't think they're going to be doing anything special this summer, and I do think that they're going to become last. They also lost Chris Lynn, who hasn't been the same Lynn Sanity we once saw, but I do think the Brisbane Heat do have last penciled in for the upcoming season. And speaking of teams that will struggle, I think that both the Melbourne Renegades and the Melbourne Stars will both not feature in this year's top 5 final series. Both missed the finals last year, and I think the Renegades, they have improved more so than the Stars, but I don't think it's enough. I still think there's 5 teams in front of them. Aaron Finch, we all know the form he hasn't been in is too great at the moment. Could be his last big bash, so I'd like to see him get a bit better, but their main batters like Finchy, like Sean Marsh, like Nick Madison, they just aren't the same as they once were. Andre Russell, he should be alright for their first 4 matches, but he is also on the decline a little bit, and their bowling lineup just isn't that deep, the Renegades. Kane Richardson, they're going to rely a lot on him for their bowling attack, but no big names. Sam Harper's a young one who we've been waiting to see kick on for a few years now, but it's just another case of just like the Brisbane Heat, where they're going to be relying on just probably a few too many guys. They don't have the depth that some of these other teams have. So while they have improved, and I think they will be better than the Stars, I don't think they're making finals. The Melbourne Stars have been dealt a big blow with Glenn Maxwell. He's broken his leg, so he's going to be out for the first little bit. And then it's just not a whole lot of depth. Nathan Counter-Nile, he's getting a bit up there as well. He probably still has a good season or 2 left in him, but they're going to be relying a lot on Adam Zampa and Marcus Stoinis. And considering those guys were part of the team last year and they didn't do too well, I think it's a lot to rely on those 2 guys. Joe Burns, he could do something special at the top of the order, but you need at least 3 or 4 batters to go hard if you want to be playing in finals, and I just don't think the Renegades or the Stars have the capability of that. And I'm sorry, Melbourne, but he got the Australian Open. So you can focus on that because you ain't playing BBL finals. But let's get a bit upbeat now, and there's not a whole lot to back this up, but I think the Hobart Hurricanes could be the surprise packet. They haven't really been sort of a contender for the past few seasons at all, really, but they got some solid depth. They drafted 3 Pakistani spinners who have had a lot of success, and they got the batting. Matty Wade and Darcy Short at the top. If one of those guys goes big, they're within any game. They've got Tim David, and they've got Billy Stanley coming in. It's a bowler's game, the Big Bash. I know we love seeing it the Sixers, but it's a bowler's game, and they got the bowling, and they've also got a few good batters. So I think if there's any team that can sort of challenge that top 3, I think it is the Hobart Hurricanes, who will be the surprise packet. And I think that they could definitely be a part of the Final 4, and maybe they can even upset one of the 3 big dicks. But for the team that I think takes out the minor premiership, I'm going to go with the Perth Scorchers. Mitchell Marsh, he's going to be out for the first little bit, but Ashton Agar, Cameron Bancroft, Jason Berendorf, Ashton Turner, Andrew Ty, they haven't really needed to add a whole lot to this side, but damn, it's a good one. Josh Inglis as well, who's probably the backup Australian wicketkeeper for all 3 formats. It's a gun side. They're coming off a very successful BBL 11 title. They were also in the final of BBL 10. So I think especially at the start of the season when they're not missing anyone, which is a good thing. So they've got no players who are in the test squad as well. So they've got a real advantage, and I think that's going to come in early. I see them going undefeated for their first couple games as well, because not only is it the biggest squad, it's the deepest squad, and it's the most available squad, if that makes sense. They've got not many international players who are going to be leaving towards the back half, but they've got a lot that are going to be there the entire time. So that's a really big advantage, especially in the BBL. So I've got the Perth Scorchers finishing first. However, I think they might fall off because they're not in my final despite coming first. I think they go out in straight sets because I am predicting a Sydney Smash final, the Sixers and the Thunder. We've been waiting for it for some time now, but with the Sixers adding Steve Smith, with the Thunder adding David Warner, I think that both these teams can peak at the right time and they will meet in the final. The Sydney Thunder squad, it's a bit weaker than the Sixers, but they've still got Daniel Sams, who is probably one of the best wicket takers in the competition. So is Ben Cutting. He provides great bowling at the depth and batting at the depth too. Alex Hales, he's a bit of concern, so he'll leave towards the back end, but they get probably the best T20 opening batter, maybe in Australian history, with David Warner. So they've got it all, the Thunder. They've got it all. But I don't see them winning the BBL 12. I think the Sydney Sixers make their 4th grand final in a row and win their 3rd title in the past 4 years. It's a better side than it was last year. Last year, they scraped into the finals. They've got a system. It's been working for them. Moises Henriquez, probably the best captain in the Big Bash at the moment. And their bowling depth. Sean Abbott, Jackson Bird, Dan Christian, Ben Dwarshuis, Nathan Lyon when he comes back, Chris Jordan as well. And they somehow improve their batting. You got Moises Henriquez still there. Daniel Hughes. Hayden Kerr was an absolute star in the back half of last season. You add Curtis Patterson, taking away one from the Scorchers, and arguably the best batter in the competition, Josh Phillippe. You also have James Vince, who, similar to Alex Hales, he'll be gone for the back half, but you get Steve Smith in there, who I know was led out of the Australian T20 squad, but he is going to rip and tear, and Nathan Lyon as well. So they know how to win this bunch. They've had a similar squad to the past few seasons. In fact, it's probably the best squad they've had in the past 4 years. And yeah, I think the Sydney Sixers are your BBL 12 champions. But guys, let me know about my 6 predictions for the upcoming season. Drop yours down below, but subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Let me know if you want cricket or other sporting content over the next few weeks, because until we get another Brandon Smith, footy's going to be a bit quiet. Or Mitchell Moses or Dylan Brown could just sign their contracts already, but I'm not going to nag them in their DMs, because you guys will do that for me. But thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next one.